For Samsung fans, there's some great news for you. OneUI 8.5 beta is finally here for the oldest Samsung phones, S25, S24, S23, all of them. And I'm going to tell you everything, the tiny changes and features coming from OneUI 8 to 8.5, the new hidden good luck features that nobody's talking about, and the big question: do you get the Galaxy S26 features on these older Samsung phones? But hey, before that, here's a fun one. Which one do you think is the real GOAT? Let me know in the comment section below, and make sure to hit subscribe because OneUI 9 is also coming soon and we will be making a video on that. So make sure to hit that bell icon too, and let's go. So first up, the big question: do these older Samsung phones get the new Galaxy AI features from the S26 Ultra, S26? The answer is yes and no. So apart from what you already have, you now get the new audio eraser feature, which works in YouTube, Instagram, Netflix, and you also get the voice focus, and here's how it works.
Back beautifully. He's tied out on that one. He's headed for 6. That's a great way to finish the over. 11 from it.
Then there's the new photo assist feature, aka you can now type what you want to get done to your photos and it works. Gemini now works with your Samsung Gallery app, and you also get the AI call screening, aka AI answers calls for you. The new Creative Studio is here to create images and stuff by just doodling or again typing, and there's the new AI weather effect on the lock screen. But then there's also a lot of AI features from the S26 phones that you don't get here on these older phones, like Now Nudge, which brings you contextual suggestions on the keyboard, notification summary, notification priority. Even the Perplexity integration is not here. Also, one thing to note, the features like call screening, Now Brief, AI weather, etc. are just for S24 and above. So sadly, it won't make it to the legendary S23 and older phones. Now, the next big thing in this OneUI 8.5 update on older Samsung phones is the new Good Lock modules. I mean, nobody's talking about it, but there's some crazy new features. Like, if you see, the Quick Start module now turns your quick settings to quick settings on steroids. I mean, you can add different images as background for each control box, even the tiny toggles, and this looks cool AF. There's also some really cool home up features now, like you can change the app names on the home screen, resize big folders however you like, make the widget contents bigger or smaller, and you can even remove the blur effect. Plus, there's new options for edge panels, like all your apps, contacts, shortcuts can be on a single panel now, and this is a big thing if you ask me. And you can change the sensitivity so you don't accidentally open it all the time. I mean, I used to do it all the time, it was so annoying. And you can now just tap and hold the edge panel to use AI select, so much like circle to search now. And coming back to Home Up, even Share Manager gets an extra setting to, hide people that you don't want. You know who they are. Yeah, this basically means you can remove people that you don't want to show up on the Share menu. And it makes things clean and keeps your heart safe. Now, another popular Good Lock module is Camera Assistant, and this too is getting some crazy features. And this one's my favorite. You can choose what all quick shortcuts you want in the camera app, very customizable, and this is very handy because let's face it, we don't use all of these features. Another module is Game Booster Plus, which gets new features like you can now play touchscreen only games using a controller, customize CPU and GPU settings for every game. You just set it to max at this point. There's also an option to fast forward intro sequences in games, again lifesaver. And the whole game mode pop-up has this new UI with different modes. FPS meter looks more like OnePlus and Oppo now, so not complaining, it's nice. But hey, if you think that is all, just wait till you see the next one. Basically, you can now change the animation your phone unlocks to. I mean, there are a ton of animations to choose from, and you can set it to this, or this, or this, or even this. Your Lockstar adds this option in OneUI 8.5, and you can even change animation time, colors, how it bounces, all of that. I mean, this is peak Android. I mean, who even lets you customize all of that in a phone? Now, coming to more OneUI 8.5 new features, the quick settings is way more customizable now. Like, apart from the fancy background thing I just showed from Good Lock, you can now resize the tiles, place them however you want. The brightness and volume sliders are separate now, so you can now make them erect like this, like iPhones. Sorry. And you can even remove controls you don't like. And yes, Quick Share with AirDrop support for Apple devices is finally here on older phones too. So you can share files from your older Samsung phone with iPhones, Macs, iPads, basically anything with AirDrop, and that is sweet. Finally, goodbye local send. Also, the screen recorder has a partial screen recording feature from stock Android, so you can record a portion of the screen if you want to. Now, apart from all of that, there's a lot of visual changes here too. For example, you now see more depth in the icons. There's now a translucent liquid glass kind of effect everywhere. And with OneUI 8.5, Samsung has a new thing for pills, and it's just everywhere. I mean, a long ass search bar is not just a rounded pill. I think it looks nice, and it's everywhere with the app screen, something like the Files app, even in the settings. The Gallery and Phone app have this new pill-shaped menu, so it takes less space. I think it looks nicer, more modern. Even the Samsung Messages app, which is shutting down, has it, so sad but crazy. And then there's other ways Samsung is focusing on more screen and more one-handed usability. Like a lot of options have moved down. The search bar on the widget screen is just a small icon now, so more area for widgets. And when you're zooming in a picture in the gallery, the top and bottom bars are gone, so again more screen estate for the photo. And then there's other little things like when you remove a notification, it's kind of sticky like a magnet. You also get a small haptic feedback when you start sliding it out. Yeah. Even the settings app looks much cleaner now, like all the sub options you see on the main page are gone, which is both good and bad if you ask me. A lot of the graphics have been completely redone. The battery page, for example, has a new design. The graph has changed, and adaptive charging is now sleep time protection. I mean, adaptive was fine, no? The power saving mode is now simplified to 2 modes, standard and maximum. And you could earlier use only 8 apps in maximum, but there's no such limit now. The device care page is also redesigned. It's more visuals, less text now, which is kind of the pattern you see in OneUI 8.5. It's not just the settings app. A lot of Samsung apps have gone through some changes, so let me just take you through them one by one. So first up, the Gallery app, and apart from the changes I already talked about, instead of dates, it now says today, yesterday, and I like it. It's more natural. The search has moved to the top, and when you like a photo, it has this cute Instagram-like animation, and the albums have changed, and so is the menu. Plus, there's 2 new features, aka short types, and then there's private albums, so you can hide your notes and private stuff behind fingerprint or passcode. Get it? And coming to the phone app, the call screen is now more minimal. The box is gone, bigger buttons, a new more options button with all the more options. The call assist button is smaller too, and the phone app now shows you suggestions here for missed calls, duplicate contacts, etc. And yes, you finally get the direct voicemail feature if you were jealous of your iPhone friends. Even in the Contacts app, the top menu bar is just a pill. Favorites now appears on top like they are really your favorites. The call, message and video icons have changed. Plus you can change the video call method. The add new contacts page also looks better now. So yeah, lots of changes, and there's more. In the calendar app, some colors have changed. The dates now have this border between them, so easier to read for someone like me. The add event button is again a pill now, and there's a new option to hide past events, so it hides all things that are gone, shows only today and upcoming stuff, because hey, let's face it, we should focus on the future. Now coming to the Files app, which I'm not sure a lot of people use in 2026, but still there's some changes, like the UI has changed a bit. Categories take much less area than before. Search is now a pill, Samsung loves pills. The folder icons have changed, and you now get more options to edit the menu layout, and My Files now has its own PDF reader, which is very useful. And then there's the Calculator app, which I'm not sure needs any changes, but check this out. I mean, the attention to detail in this Calculator app is insane. See, the clear and the back keys are now red. Some options are moved here and there, and every time you press a number, it has this new animation. I mean, not that I wanted this, but yeah, I like it. Now, those are all the new features in OneUI 8.5, but it's not all rosy and pinky and green, because Samsung has removed some features from OneUI 8 in this new 8.5 update. I mean, in OneUI 8, you could hide the battery percentage in status bar, but now you can only remove the background, so number is permanent. Now you gotta live with the OCD. The prioritize real-time feature in intelligent Wi-Fi settings is gone too. Not sure how many of you used it, but gone. And the dual recording and single take options have been removed from the camera, but you can get them back if you really want them with camera assistant. And yes, OneUI 8.5 still does not have those features that people have been asking for years, like native app lock support, network status indicator in the status bar. But apart from that, with all the changes, the good lock module changes, I think this is again a great UI in 2026. I'm not sure any other UI gives you this many options and customization features. But hey, you guys tell me, what do you guys think of the new OneUI 8.5 update in these older Samsung phones? Let me know in the comment section below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, because hey, no green lines, only green vibes.